neighborhood at dusk. Things are getting ready to happen, out of sight. Stars and moths and rime slanting around fruit, but not yet. One tree is black, and one window is yellow as butter. A woman leans down to catch a child who has run into her arms. This moment, stars rise, moths flutter, apples sweeten in the dark. It's evening already, and right now I just don't find time anymore to record anything during the day because I'm working so much and my son is with me all the time, and I think I probably am sick again, I don't know, or I have like a very bad allergy, I don't know. But yeah, we have new moon right now, and it is in Cancer, which is my moon sign, and I'm telling you, I never used to think about astrology or believe in astrology, and but ever since I lost my sister, I started to get really interested in the archetypical side of astrology, so to speak, and the deeper poetry behind it, and the sensuality within it. And yeah, I don't understand anything about it, but what I can feel is like this watery energy right now. And yeah, my son is coughing in the back. I think I probably got what he has. But anyway, I'm going to an exhibition tomorrow to Yayoi Kusama in Museum Ludwig. And I'm so happy about that like by accident or coincidence or synchronicity, sorry, I got a card because it's just totally sold out. And yeah, I'm going there tomorrow, and I'm very, very moved and excited because she was one of the most favorite artists of my sister. And the last exhibition I actually went to with my sister was back in, I think, 2019 with my son when he was very little and my sister together. Yeah, I don't know, I've just been pondering a lot about poetry these days and about poetry of life, poetry of everything, of connection basically. And I just feel such a deep empowerment through poetry, and I just refuse to see my life as this linear succession of events where I have to get from point A to point B and reach this and this and that goal and blah 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 blah, when in reality I feel my life is a spiral. I feel like this column of energy. Yeah, I don't want to call it vertical or horizontal or whatever. I just feel this here and now, this moment that connects me with so many versions of myself in the past, with my sister and with my friends and with the people that are dear to me, through dreams, through synchronicities. I dreamt of my sister actually last weekend, and after I woke up I saw a peacock butterfly at the kitchen window, and that's exactly the butterfly I saw shortly the moment after she left this world. And it's just moments like these, after I dreamt of her and she told me about her transition and everything, transition to the other side basically. So sometimes I realize that the life I'm living right now is actually the life I've always been most afraid of, which is basically being single and alone, like a single mom. Like I've never dreamt in my life I would be able to handle this kind of life. And actually being single was always the most scary thing. Like I could imagine when I was together with the father of my son back then. So, and I'm just realizing more and more how healing this is for me right now. And a dear friend of mine, I'll call her Em, from Canada, she sent me a voicemail like 1 week ago where she said something like, it's time that we become our own freaking goddamn soulmates, Nastya. And I was, yes, queen, that's exactly it.
Yeah, it's hard to find the soulmate that we're all yearning for, I guess. But maybe it's just time to be our own goddamn soulmate. Yeah, I'm gonna try that this week. So anyways, yeah, sweet Nastya. I'm here if you want to talk more.
Sending you a big hug. How are you? I'm okay, just a bit tired. It's hot again here.
You know, when I saw the butterfly that morning, I could have just looked at it as coincidence. But I chose to let it mean something because I allowed to let it touch me. And I've been thinking a lot about coincidence and synchronicity lately. And the older I get, the less interested I am in asking whether something is just a coincidence. I'm far more interested in what a moment awakens in me, because that is where meaning begins. Also, a poem. It is, in one sense, nothing more than words arranged on a page. You can analyze the grammar and the rhythm, the punctuation. You can explain exactly how it is written, or you can just see letters or abstract symbols. And yet, we all know that's not what a poem really is. Just as we are not merely our bodies, just as a painting is more than pigment on a canvas, or just as music is more than vibrating air, there is something in all of them that can't be measured or dissected. Call it presence, call it spirit, call it energy, whatever name we give it. It isn't something we simply observe. The words themselves are only the vessel. They carry something infinitely greater than themselves. That is why the same poem can leave one person completely untouched while another is moved to tears. The words remain exactly the same objectively, and yet they continue to come alive in new ways through the one who receives them. The same poem can accompany us for a lifetime. At 20, it speaks to one part of us. At 40, after we've loved, lost, grieved and grown, those very same words suddenly carry an entirely different energy. Meaning isn't something we stumble upon. It grows through the lives we've lived and the people we've loved and love, and the way we allow those experiences to keep shaping us. And Yayoi Kusama has fascinated me for a very long time. Maybe you know, but as a little girl, she began experiencing hallucinations, very vivid ones. She saw repeating dots and patterns spreading across people and objects and entire landscapes, and it frightened her. And she couldn't choose the way she experienced the world, but she found a way to transform those experiences into art. She gave fear another language. And I think that's what art and poetry does. It reminds us that perception is creative, that where we place our attention slowly becomes the world we inhabit. Every day we're choosing what we nourish, what we return to, what we give our attention to. We can spend our whole lives feeding fear, everything that leaves us feeling powerless, or we can begin cultivating a relationship with what brings us alive, with beauty, with creativity, and with wonder, with the people and places and moments that call us back to ourselves. And for me, that's what becoming your own soulmate truly means. Not becoming someone who needs no one, because we all need, we all need someone to love. That's just how it is. But becoming someone who knows how to return to the deepest source within themselves, someone who creates a life that nourishes rather than depletes, a life that gives more attention to beauty than to fear, more attention to creativity than to despair, more attention to what expands the heart than to what contracts it. Because whatever we cultivate within ourselves rarely stays there. It becomes the way we speak, the way we love, the way we create, the way we move through the world. And I think that's what it means to live your life as poetry. It's not about searching for, extraordinary verses, but it's about learning to recognize the ones that have been unfolding all around us, all along. I built my house from barley rice, green pepper walls with water ice, tables of paper wood, windows of light, with everything empty into white. A simple garden with acres of sky, a brown-haired dog mouse if one dropped by, yellow Delaney would sleep well at night, with everything empty into white. I built my house from barley rice, green pepper walls with water ice, tables of paper wood, windows of light, with everything empty into white. the delight of morning coffee. And it's very, very pleasant weather today. Can't even believe that I'm saying this as a German, but right now I'm just so happy that it's a bit cloudy and not so hot. You know, it's like 22 degrees maybe. Here on the balcony, maybe even a bit warmer, 23 maybe. So nice. And I'm looking at a huge sunflower on the balcony right across mine, and each summer they're planting these sunflowers and they're getting like huge, and then poof, yeah, but they serve a look like flamboyantly, and I love that. That's how it should be. We shouldn't hide in this life, you know, our beauty. And also, your life doesn't have to be perfect. It's like, you don't have to be perfect, whatever that means. And I'm just talking about perfection without depth, you know. I'm talking about this kind of Instagrammy, Pinteresty aesthetic where everything is kind of white and immaculate and, you know, this perfect aesthetic. Whereas depth is always, for me, connected to some kind of messiness, some kind of like muddy waters, and like looking at the paintings of Yayoi Kusama, for example. When you look closely, there is always something a little bit messy in them, and that what makes them so alive, that it's not this striving for total perfection. The true beauty, and by that I just mean that which makes us happy, the energy that makes us truly happy. I'm not talking about looks maxing and weird trends like these, God forbid, but I'm talking about the energy that truly makes you feel connected, truly makes you feel alive, and that is always embracing the flawsomeness, so to speak, of all your moving parts, you know. And I mean, if we start to look at our everyday life with that same gaze, like I'm looking around and there are so many things I'm seeing right now where I'm thinking, oh my God, this could be tidier, or I have to take care of this and of that. But I want to spend time with myself and with my surroundings and connect. So if I'm always trying to optimize and to improve, like, what kind of energy dynamic is that at the end of the day? It's a very fear-driven one, that I can say. That much I can say. And that's quite absurd. So why not go into the dance of flawsomeness, really? And I have to show you something. It's a little tree. I don't know if you can see this, but this little red acorn tree was totally damaged when I came back from Lisbon because of all the heat. And I could really crack off the branches here because I had to really crack off. I felt like half of the tree. I had to rip it out of the earth. I kind of really had to damage its roots to put it back like into this little pot and into the shadow, because I felt it can't remain like in this scorching sun anymore. And I was really pretty sure that it wouldn't survive. But this whole branch you can see here has grown out of nowhere basically, and now it's getting this beautiful new shape, new form of a survivor. And that's beauty to me. It's really the resilience of nature, the resilience of love and life, and just, I can't even tell you how happy it makes me looking at this tree. This is kind of a living proof for me what true beauty is. Yeah. I'm doing one of my favorite things on a Sunday morning. Drinking coffee, of course, but also editing my video. I hope I can post it tonight. And for me, this is a very kind of intimate meditative process. But I noticed while editing that I kind of used the wrong lyrics in the Cat Stevens song, the refrain, because I re-listened and Cat is singing, or Yusuf, how he calls himself now, is singing in the refrain, and everything emptying into white. And I was singing, and I always sang, with everything emptying into white. And this kind of reminds me how little words can subtly shift a meaning. But for me, with, it's just, for me, it's just so typical that I'm using with, because I'm always tending, to include everything, sort of, inclusion is just kind of my topic. And I probably will continue singing it that way. I'm going to wrap this up now, and I'm just so grateful for you, and share whatever you want to share. I'm just always happy to connect with you, you know that. And I'm wishing you a beautiful week, and see you very, very soon.